Hello, everyone, and welcome to another. There we go. Hello, everybody. Welcome to another edition of the Football Huddle. I am your host, Jace LeJeune. As I visit with you twice a week. One, of course, we have the Chase with Jace every Wednesday, and then on Friday we have the Football Huddle and the opportunity for our beat writers to talk about what's going on around the football world. It's a good tease because I say football world because it's going to be a little bit international show version of the Football Huddle. But before I start, just getting some viewers in right here. I know we just started a live stream on Friday. We've been doing this the last 6-7 weeks. We've been doing the Football Huddle, so it's a good opportunity for a lot of our beat writers to talk about what they've been writing about and let myself kind of get out the spotlight. Basically, before we start, I have to give a shout out to the guys that allow us to have shows like this. And the first sponsor is Mr. Willie Johnson Jr. Cannot appreciate Mr. Willie, one of our biggest supporters or fans out there. Was also a huge supporter of, I'm going to show y'all, it's going to be the Football Huddle. This is the newsletter that we have, and it gets shipped out to over 5,000 homes, and we profile over, a bunch of kids. It gets a lot of the diamonds rough that you see on our website, a lot of the school spotlights that you see on the website, they are actually here on the Football Huddle, and it's an opportunity for you for advertisers. So if you want to get involved, if you want to be advertised in the Football Huddle, get yourself an ad on the front of it, and this gets mailed over to 5,000 homes. I definitely encourage to get involved with the Football Huddle and get to see your ad over thousands of homes, and it's a really good asset to a company. And Mr. Willie Johnson Jr. and Johnson Law Group, they see that as well, as they are a huge sponsor of what we do, especially with newsletters like that on the Football Huddle. Call Mr. Willie Johnson and the Johnson Law Group. Their number is 225-717-7070. Law offices in Baton Rouge, Lafayette, and Zachary. Handle catastrophic injuries, 18-wheeler and vehicle accidents, and they also handle civil litigation. So excellence and hope and action is their motto. Feel free to give Mr. Willie Johnson Jr. a call at that number. Once again, 225-717-7070. We have a Mississippi beat writer, right?
Yeah.
We also have support in the state of Mississippi, and that's the Mississippi State Guard. So if you live in the state of Mississippi, you feel like that you want to accomplish something that's really important, well, Mississippi State Guard is that. So for more information, just go to our website, www.msstateguard.org. And then finally, Terrence, big shout out to him. Handle a lot of our uniforms for the bowl game, and we'll continue to do that. Great partnership that we have with Terrence and Ultimate Apparel. So if you have a team or running a team and wants to get some apparel, some gear, make sure to hit Terrence up. Tell them Gridiron Football sent you over there. Visit their website at ultimateapparel.com, www.ultimateapparel.com. So, yeah, those are really our major sponsors. We appreciate all of them and all their hard work. And now, since we went and got that out the way, it's time to talk about some football here on the Football Huddle. Here with me, Bailey Tabor and Jose Mendoza, two of her. You've seen a lot of their faces the last couple of interviews we've done, right? At a bunch of events. We had a Rayville combine that we did, the Rayville Gridiron Football League camp, and then we had Southern event that we were there. So y'all got an opportunity to do a lot of interviews, of course, but they also write for our website, which is right above me and below me. You can see at gridironfootballusa.com. Now we're going to start with Jose. So Jose, you've been covering really the Houston area, and really just you've got a chance to talk to a lot of players, a lot of schools, and there's an opportunity to. We'll actually have some highlights that you provide too. I'll make sure that I got them on mute this time so they can actually hear what you're saying. But Jose, tell us what's going on in the Houston area.
So I'm going to start off with Ball High School. So Ball High School is a high school located in the Galveston area, not exactly the Houston area, but it's in the Houston metro area, so we're going to stretch it there. They play in the 5A kind of division, which is like the second most competitive Texas high school region. It's for like the big schools, but not quite like the 4,000, 5,000 student schools. And so this program, it's had a pretty incredible turnaround under head coach Sheldon Bennett. He joined the program, during that pandemic year of 2020, and so he had a pretty tough task turning around a 1-8 team, and he's done a remarkable job. This season they had an incredible record of an incredible streak of 8 games, recording shutout, blowout victories, and so doing that at any level of high school football is a very impressive feat. So hats off to him for an incredible season. One of the things he talked to me about that's special about his program is he has very important a philosophy and character, discipline, and hard work. Those are all very important things. But he also mentioned the importance of having fun in the backbone of his philosophy. We have to remember that at the end of the day, these are kids, at the high school level, first and foremost. And as hardworking as they are, as incredibly talented as they are at the end of the day kids, and we have to let them be kids and have fun. And so he values that a tremendous amount in his program. And it's worked off. It's paid off to an incredible degree. They averaged, I think, 46 points a game in the regular season, which is crazy to think about for any high school team. And then some of the prospects I'll talk about that they have. So many of their kids have offers already from colleges in the 2024 class. Will Chanfrini was a 6'4", 190-pound receiver, and he can also play quarterback. He has offers from UTSA, from Sam Houston, Texas State, Grambling. He's got a very wide range of schools. Gunnar Chase is an offensive lineman who was all district, and at 6'3", 295 is 100% going to get offers from D1 schools this season, as long as he continues to excel in his senior season. Jonah Williams is, he was like their MVP. He's a 6'4", 205 defensive back, and he also plays wide receiver. He won district MVP for the 2022 season, and he was voted onto the THSCA Super Elite Team, which is like a team of football players decided by, Texas high school coaches all across the country. Texas high school coaches all across the state. And so, he already has offers from schools like UT, A&M, Oklahoma. He's going to be a very solid player at the next level for sure. But yeah, they just have an incredible team overall, and I'm not going to put too much pressure on them or expectations, but I could see this team as a dark horse for the 5A championship next season. They're very talented, and they have a really talented coach. The next school I want to talk about is Clear Falls High School. They're a team also not exactly located inside the Houston city limits, but they're located in the Houston metro area in League City. They play in the 6A region in District 24. And so the 6A region, like I said before, is the most competitive region in Texas. A lot of powerhouse programs. The Knights finished this season with a 9-3 record and a playoff win against Dawson High School. They won their first ever district championship, so a big congratulations from Gridiron football to them for that incredible feat. They're a new school. They were founded last decade, and so that is a pretty remarkable feat for such a young and early program. So congrats to them for that district championship. Talking to their coach, he told me a lot about how all his coaching experiences prior to Clear Falls helped shape him and establish his philosophy for this team. He worked under the legendary, Oklahoma University coach Bob Stoops. He learned a lot from him. He learned a lot in as being an assistant head coach in that Oklahoma locker room. And so, yeah, they play in the Clear Creek Village, and one of the most one of the special and unique things about that program is that they are in like an education village, and so their middle school, elementary school, and high school are all in the same campus, and that creates like a seeing that high school team play as a kid, you grow up like wanting to play for that team, like they're your idols, they're like you really
like high school football in Texas, it's like the equivalent of college in the NFL.
Exactly.
Like as far as wanting to play for a program like that.
Yeah, and so they grow up, seeing these players and being like, one day I want to play for them. And so that's why playing for the Knights means that much more to them. Like it means so much more than just playing for your typical high school team. Like they grow up with that team, so they want to succeed and help that team succeed from when they're like 5 years old sometimes. And so, they have a incredible group of leaders. He credited the coach credited like their brotherhood and like the way that they quickly gelled together and established their chemistry as one of the reasons for their district championship. And they have a very remarkable group of players coming up next season. Jude Edwards is the 2024 offensive lineman. He's been a 4-year starter. He's gonna start his 4th year this year, and so he's a solid prospect. Lakel McGowan is a defensive end in the class of 2024 as well. He's a 2-year starter, and he's looking to build on his junior season. Landon Vessel, a class of 2024 quarterback. It's no easy feat to come in and lead a team in your first year on varsity, and so he did that his junior year, and he's looking to build off of that. Peyton Greer is a 2024 running back. He can also double as a occasional slot receiver, and so he's a very versatile, switchblade type of weapon. He can do whatever. And then finally, Skylar Luzadere and Thomas Gospel. Sorry if I butchered that, but they're another pair of offensive linemen who are coming back. And Coach Head, the coach of this program, told me that their offensive line is their biggest strength going into next season. And so you could never complain about that. Like a solid offensive line is the foundation for any football team. And so they're going to play a huge role in helping this team succeed next season. And so, we wish the very best to Ball High School next season and Clear Falls next season.
Yeah, those are two teams that definitely want to go in the mix as far as competing for district, and then obviously compete and have a deep run in the playoffs. And there's been a lot of great content in the state of Texas, especially with your articles. And I give a huge shout out to Charlie too, because Charlie just put up he covers the Dallas area, but he just put up a watch list. If you go GridironFootballUSA.com, he put a watch list of some of the guys he covered in North Texas. So give him a plug there. Make sure you give him a chance to check out his article there. And then also check out Jose's articles, which about the schools that he just talked about at Ball High School in Clear Falls. And honestly, Jose, if they want to go and watch and just look at all your content, where they should go to.
You should definitely go to GridironFootball.com. Just search my name in the search bar, and you'll see every article that I've ever written.
GridironFootballUSA.com, and that's just as simple as that, And then we're going to talk to Bailey, of course, Bailey Tabor, one of our veterans here at Gridiron Football. Bailey, so I know you've been covering the state of Mississippi, but what's really great about having beat writers for Gridiron Football in high school is that we're not just limited to that state. In fact, it can't be even further away than what you try to cover. Actually, probably the farthest place we've ever been at Gridiron Football. And it's GridironFootballUSA.com, but we might have to consider the title of our brand after where the place that you visit with and talk to. Tell me, where did you go and did a school spotlight with?
Yeah, so I decided to write about a team in Canada. It was a very awesome experience. Everything about it was amazing. They do play a different style of football than we do down here. It's bigger football field, 110 yards long, 3-down football. There's a few different aspects of it, but overall, football's football. So we can dive right into it. I got in contact with Huron Heights Warriors Secondary School. It's a team in Canada. It's secondary schools, high school, technically. They are led by Coach Heath Weir. He has been there since 2004. What is amazing about this team, in the 3 seasons prior to 2004, they won 1 game.
Wow.
And in the 19 years since then, they have gone 169-21 with 2 ties.
Wow.
So they are averaging just about 1, maybe 2 loss a season since he's been there. Phenomenal program, one of the top teams in Canada. Been nationally ranked for them every year, basically. On top of that, Coach Weir did give me a name 5 players that kind of wanted to spotlight and try to get some traction for them. So number 73 for the Warriors is Blake LaBelle. He's their starting center, listed at 6'4", 290 pounds. Excuse me. He is just a bruiser at center. Right when he snaps the ball, he's just off. He gets his hands on the guy in front of him, and he's just driving, and he doesn't stop. 6'4", 290. That's going to be a hard guy to get around. It's a big guy.
Yeah.
So he is their leading offensive lineman, and he is will be a 4-year starter. All of the players here are 2024. Their quarterback is Ethan Schwartz. He is 6 foot, 185 pounds. True dual threat quarterback, because at Hearn Heights they run the triple option.
Okay, that's what they do. That's what they do in Canada.
Yes, well, they're actually the only team that does it. And,
Okay.
It doesn't make a lot of people too happy. 3-down football over there. It's a interesting format to run triple option and 3-down, but Coach Weir says it's working, and he's got the proof for it. So it has been working, and so based off that, this quarterback is a dual threat quarterback. He can run it when he needs to. He can play action, throw it deep if he chooses to, and he's pretty accurate when he does that. He also will have one more season with the Warriors. Number 27 is Alex Figgin. He is the starting strong free safety. At 6 foot, 170 pounds. He was first team All Ontario defensive back in 2022. So star player over there for them in Canada. One more is number 4, Robert Wood. He's a linebacker at 6 foot, 210 pounds. He is also going to be starting for his 4th year, and he is a very smart player with a 3.7 GPA. Coach wanted me to make that known.
Make that known, right? It's all about the grades first.
All about it. And then last, number 91, Alex Ouellette is the starting defensive end, and Ouellette is at 6'3", 230 pounds. He's a lean defensive end, but he is very quick and gets off the ball and can get in the backfield with ease. He's one of their best defensive players over there at Hearn Heights. So that is it for Canada.
Crazy, huh?
A little bit
Canada,
different.
Huh?
Yeah, definitely different. So on top of that, I also brought in 2 Diamond in the Roughs to talk about from Mississippi, a little bit.
Okay, so yeah, just
home.
a little bit of a close drive, huh?
Little bit
Canada
much
to Mississippi,
yes,
huh?
Yeah. So from Mississippi, I brought 2 linemen, one on each side of the ball. Montrell Everett, 6 foot, 300 pound defensive lineman at Waynes County High School. This guy has a defensive motor that kind of reminds me of Fletcher Cox in a way.
Wow.
He's just a massive guy. With every down he gives 110% effort. He's just nose down, nonstop, and he wants to get to the ball every play. And not a lot of people can stop him from doing that.
Yeah.
So he is in the class 2024, and obviously will be a senior this upcoming year. So it'll be interesting to see what Montrell can do over there at Wayne County. Then lastly, I have Tyler Montgomery, 6 foot 1, 275 pound center for St. Joseph's Catholic School in Greenville, Mississippi. He is an all-district, all-state offensive lineman who also is in the class 2024. This guy, like the center I said before, snaps the ball and he's off immediately. He's getting his hands on the guy in front of him. He is notorious for pancaking. Loves doing it too. Made sure to mention that. He is great at it. He's got a way to drive players into the ground.
That's the name of the game there.
Yep, that is. And this guy, once again, another very smart athlete with a 3.8 GPA. He's extremely intelligent. He knows what he's doing on the football. He can read defenses. He's just an all-around true athlete that'll be someone special, hopefully, in years to come.
Well, guess what, guys? Y'all got a question. And guess who it's from? Mr. Andy Bryson, huh? So, Andy's got a question for the both of y'all. So, since we're on the topic with Canada, and I know you just went to Mississippi to diamond in the rough. But Andy wants to know, from Andy, of course, Bailey, did you have any trouble understanding the coach from Canada? Was there any, with the accent? I know you were on the phone with him for a long while, probably about 30, 40 minutes. Was there tough trying to understand the A's and that accent?
What a good question, Mr. Bryson. That's a phenomenal question. Yes, in fact, there was a little bit of difference in the speaking tones. Obviously, I'm a Southern guy myself, so I mean, hearing that's very North. That's not even Yankee North. But it was different. There was a few words that were thrown in there that I had to go
Canadian
look up
lingo.
I had to look in a dictionary after. I did. Had to make sure what a few words meant. It really was. It was a truly amazing experience that I feel like not a lot of people have gotten. Obviously, no one has gotten to do an international interview here.
First one.
And it really was amazing. So it was special.
Well, Bailey Tabor gets that honor, ladies and gentlemen. First beat writer here at Gridiron Football to establish us, maybe not Gridiron Football USA anymore, Gridiron Football International. Great work, Bailey. And obviously you cover Mississippi. You probably branch out to, that's a good state, or not even state, good country to branch into in Canada. But for all your content, whether it's international or in Mississippi, where they should go to?
GridironFootballUSA.com.
Yeah, there you go. So it really helps have that big banner in the background.
Yes, it does. It does.
Yep. And then I go to you because Andy wants to ask you a question as well, Jose. So, Jose, after working at Gridiron Football, how do you stack up high school football? I'm curious about this answer too. How do you stack up high school football from Louisiana and Texas? What do you think? How do you compare the two states?
It's interesting because I think the level is very, very close. The talent in Louisiana is way, way more impressive than I initially thought. Very close to the Texas level, but unfortunately, in my opinion, I think the talent in Texas, our pool is just a little bit bigger, a little more players to work with, and Texas, the amount that they spend on schools and stadiums, they just have so many more financial resources than Louisiana does, and so in that department, I think they're a little bit ahead, but overall, I've been really impressed with the Louisiana high school football scene, and I think it stacks among the best in the U.S. for sure, 100%.
Well, Ellis Robertson liked to disagree because he just commented in the comment section, "Boo, Louisiana is better."
Also gonna have.
And guess what? I have to disagree with that too because I'm a Louisiana guy, and my thoughts on the situation, like the talent in Texas is good. I mean, obviously, Texas, California, Florida, they're the biggest states, so they have the benefit of the doubt. But per capita, Louisiana and the talent that they produce, per capita, I mean, the city of Dallas is bigger than Louisiana. That's just show you how big Texas is. So Louisiana, with all the talent they put up in the NFL.
I have an interesting stat for you, if you don't mind, and for you, Jose.
Oh, really?
Per capita in the NFL, the top 5 states are Mississippi, Nebraska, Oklahoma, Louisiana, and Alabama. There's no Texas in
Interesting.
that. So, just a little fact for you there. Just want to slide that in.
Yeah, per capita, I would definitely give it to Louisiana. 100%.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, you just look at the NFL. I mean, right now, you look across the league. You probably name an NFL team, a Louisiana guy in there somehow, some way. I mean, you just look at the team that won the Super Bowl, right? The Kansas City Chiefs.
Stacked.
I mean, Clyde Edwards-Helaire from Louisiana. Jared Sneed from Louisiana. So, I mean...
Willie Gay from Mississippi on the other side.
Oh, okay. All right.
Gotta shout that one out.
But really the talent in Louisiana, I mean, just look at that 2019 LSU team and how loaded it was of Louisiana guys. A lot of them weren't even 5-star guys, It comes to show you really the talent there. So, I'm a little biased because I'm from here. But, one of the smallest states in the country and the amount of football talent that they're actually able to produce, I mean, I really think it's second to none. So, obviously, we have our own opinions on the subject. So, it's been fun here. So, we're just kind of winding down. We can talk a little bit about what y'all think about the draft. We still got about 5 more minutes left. I really thought that was the craziest draft that I've ever seen, especially those first couple of picks. You know, look what Houston did to get that number 3 overall pick. I really feel like, and you're a Texans fan, right? So I feel like that they came out big winners, but I really felt like the Eagles, they went to the Super Bowl last year. And a lot of people overthink stuff, right?
Yeah.
They say who should I get? Well, the Eagles GM just summarized it perfectly. How about we draft the best players from the best team in college football, from the best defense in college football? I think that's pretty simple to me.
It is, and on top of that, I don't know if y'all saw this stat too, but the years prior to this, Howie Roseman has drafted, I think 2 years ago, it was 3 Alabama players the year that Alabama won the national championship. Then last year it was, I think, 2 Georgia players the year they won. And then this year, obviously, you have the same thing occurring again, which is, I mean, he's got a formula, and it seems to be working for him. That's for sure.
He just lets the best players drop to him, and, you know, he doesn't overthink it. He just takes them.
Exactly.
Excited to watch the Philadelphia Bulldogs next season.
Yeah,
for sure.
The Philly Bulldogs will be something else. That's for sure.
Philly Bulldogs, I love it.
Yeah. Did y'all see what thoughts on the first wide receiver going off in the draft with Jackson Smith?
Yeah, I mean Seattle. Ooh, man, they're gonna be scary.
Yeah.
That receiving core with him and DK is gonna be.
And Tyler Lockett.
Yeah, Tyler Lockett's still there. That'll be good.
I think he was definitely the safe pick. He's definitely 100% going to be. He's going to have at least, in my opinion, 1,000-yard season for a fact. But I think as far as upside, I think Zay Flowers maybe had a little bit more upside. He could be a better player.
Hopefully that works out better than what the Ravens have done in the past at that wide receiver position.
Hopefully the Ravens are able to develop him because they haven't had much success with first-round wide receivers.
They're going to need it. Do y'all think Bijan Robinson went in too early?
Maybe a little bit too early. I expected he was going to be first round, but really the Falcons, they need whoever. They need whoever they can get. Yeah. So I mean, it's what I took away from it. Pretty much that with Bijan was that maybe the running back position isn't dead after all. You know, there's been some rumors about the running back position really dying off, and I think this has been the first round pick at the running back position for anybody in a couple of years. So that comes to show me that maybe the running back position isn't dead after all.
Mm-hmm. I remember when we were on our trip to Rayville, I was speaking with fellow intern Nick about the subject, and I told him I definitely could see the Falcons drafting Bijan at 8, and he told me it's too early, but when you have a generational running back like that, like it's kind of hard to pass up on, especially when you have like someone like the Eagles who can easily risk that luxury pick. So
exactly.
Andy wants to know what was the steal of the draft? What y'all thought was the biggest steal?
It's a good one.
I'm gonna be honest, and it's kind of the honest, obvious pick, but I think Jalen Carter at 9. I don't think. I mean, that's the best player in the draft, and for him to fall. Yeah, I get why, and obviously there is the off the field reasons, but for talent reasons alone, he's probably the highest rated player in this draft, and he could have gone anywhere in the top 5, but he fell all the way 9. And I think that was pretty good.
I think the biggest steal comes at the running back position, and it doesn't come in Bijan Robinson. I really think Jahmyr Gibbs could be a big steal. Yeah, for somebody. And it was Detroit that ended up drafting him, and I really like that move, to be honest with you. He reminds me so much of Alvin Kamara, and just watching him against LSU. I really think that he is. I was hoping the Saints were going to draft him, but knowing their needs of defensive tackle made a lot of sense. But I really like him as well.
Seemed to be a smart move by Detroit. Yeah. We'll have to see.
We'll see how it pans out.
What do you think?
I think, in my opinion, we go with another Eagles pick, Nolan Smith. Who went at 28 or 30.
He went 30. I was actually about to bring him up too.
He was a top 10 pick. He was projected a top 10 pick. So to get that value, to get him at 30. Incredible. I can't believe that he actually fell all the way down there. But
I completely agree with that. I was just going to bring that up after you said that one. But for him to fall all the way down there, I mean, premier edge rusher.
Yeah.
And you can even bring him back to linebacker. And he'll.
Mhm.
And the fact he's on the Eagles, I mean, that's even scary. The
Yeah.
Eagles
Yeah,
bringing him and Jalen Carter, I mean, that's going to be.
And
they're
drafted a
gonna be
couple
right
guys
back there.
last year too from Georgia. so.
Exactly. They're going to be something else.
And you wanted to know about Keyshawn Butte. I mean, I kind of gave my 2 cents on Keyshawn getting drafted by the Patriots and the chase with Jace. You go back and watch it on Wednesday. But really, of that pick, I mean, we saw what he can do, right? You saw what he did in his freshman year. You saw what he did in his sophomore year.
Yeah.
I really think that Keyshawn got a lot of hate, for this past year. But it was just really a couple different things. I really felt like that ankle injury, he still wasn't 100%. And sometimes these surgeries, they don't go where you would like it to go. And just unfortunately, I think that's what happened. And then also the fact a new quarterback coming in, especially a running quarterback, and then Jaden Daniels and trying to figure out the offense. And really there's a lot of things that happened, weren't really necessarily his fault. So I really think that, Bill Belichick and the Patriots, that could end up being a huge steal. And I think there's another Louisiana guy that could be a huge steal was for the Jets, Jarrett Bernard Converse. Nobody's really talked about him at LSU, but the numbers he put up at the NFL, at the LSU Pro Day, and what he brings to the table, I think that was a great pick in the late round. Get a guy like that in the 6th round. I thought he could have gone a couple rounds higher than that. So. Yeah, but those are just some of our thoughts. Any final thoughts from y'all before we wrap up today's version of the Football Huddle?
Two more quick little player things. Hendon Hooker on Lions. Thoughts on that?
Great.
I love it. To be honest with you, because with his ability with the deep ball, throwing the deep ball, I mean, he's as good of a deep ball thrower as I've seen. I was at the LSU Tennessee game, and I mean, he threw some really good deep balls. But pairing him with Jamison Williams, I'm super excited to see how that's going to turn out with his speed and his ability to throw the deep ball. So that was a great pick, in my opinion, by the Detroit Lions.
And Jared Goff is not going to make his life easy at all in Detroit. But I'm really excited to see that QB battle because they're only going to bring out the best in each other. And so we're going to see Jared Goff and Hendon Hooker both, play at high levels, being pushed to very high levels.
NFC's wide open, and really the Detroit Lions have a chance to be a top contender.
They're a very, very real dark horse there. I think there's a chance they could make a run in the NFC.
One last little comment I have. Jalen Hyatt in the 3rd round.
Yeah, to the Giants.
Yeah, that was a much-needed pick, too.
He's going to be starting next year. I mean, for a 3rd-round pick, that is just great quality to get a wide receiver in the 3rd round that you can plug and play immediately. So. And
they need receivers.
They
just need receivers. And they need a deep guy that can really scare the defense. And that's what we'll get to the Alabama game. That's what he did against Alabama. So
it reminds me, it's little glimpses of Jamar Chase kind of esque in a way. So it'll be interesting to see if what Jones can do with that.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Good idea, good general idea of what he can really do with a big top receiver. And he hasn't had that. His best offensive guy has been a running back in Saquon. So let's see what he does when you get him a top receiver to throw to. Yeah. Any final thoughts? Anything from the draft, Jose, you want to talk about before we wrap up?
From the draft, just want to give a shout out to my Texans. Finally, it's about time that we have some good drafts, and I'm finally excited about the future after all the Deshaun drama. And so, we have our QB, C.J. Stroud. We have our premier edge rusher, and Will Anderson, and just excited.
Yeah, I would be too. I would be very excited. You have somebody to build around on offense. You have somebody to build around on defense. So, I mean, if you're the Houston Texans, the future of that division is looking pretty promising with the Jaguars, what they're doing with Trevor Lawrence, the Texans, and
now you got 2 more quarterbacks. I mean, you got
AR with the Colts. Yeah, that's going to be a very. I'm going to follow around that pick and see how that ends up. Could it really help the Colts? And, we'll see the project.
Yeah,
Will Levis with
they're all
Tennessee.
They're all in the NFC South.
Yeah.
That will be very interesting to see.
Yeah, very young quarterback division there. So we'll see how that develops over time. Well, guys, appreciate y'all insight as always. Done an excellent job with us as beat writers here for Gridiron Football. Make sure to check out all our content at gridironfootballusa.com. And speaking of the draft, I wrote an article about the LSU players that got selected, which is really scary for LSU because this is the first year, I don't know, since 2016 that there wasn't an LSU player drafted in the 1st round. And that team this past year beat Alabama and won the SEC West. So
Yeah,
it's going to be really scary what LSU does in the next couple of years because a lot of those guys are coming back from that team. And then Andy gave us 2 cents on the Saints and how they did in their draft. You can go read that at GridironFootballUSA.com. They got Brzee from Clemson, and they need a defensive lineman. And he just broke down all of their draft picks there. So go to GridironFootballUSA.com. Also, final mention the Football Huddle. So we actually have this on our website. We actually send this to thousands of homes in the Baton Rouge and Zachary area. But if you're out of those regions and want to check out the Football Huddle, that's actually our newsletters on our website. So go to GridironFootballUSA.com and check that out. And if you want to be a part of that, well, our number is on there too. So we definitely would love for you to be a part of what we're doing here at Gridiron Football USA. Final shout out to our sponsors, the Johnson Law Group. Give them a call if you happen to get in a situation where there's catastrophic injuries, 18-wheeler, vehicle accidents, civil litigation. Give them a call at 225-717-7070. All offices in Baton Rouge, Lafayette, and Zachary. Make sure also if you're living in St. Mississippi, want to get involved, want to know more about the Mississippi State Guard, make sure to visit their website at www.msstateguard.org. And then finally, if you're a team manager, coach, just a fan, you want to get some apparel for your favorite team, set that up with Terrence. Go to their website at www.ultimateapparel.com. Appreciate y'all guys as always on the Football Huddle. We have some more exciting shows every Friday around 12:30. We'll always go live here. If y'all have a question, we want y'all to be involved with the show too. Like I said, I answered questions from Andy, and Ellis was involved too in the comment section. So if you want to get involved with the conversation, you want to be involved, you want to be in the huddle, right, and get involved with the conversation. Make sure to comment below in the comment section, and we'll make sure to answer any questions that you have. So appreciate y'all guys being on the Football Huddle. Make sure to check out all our content, GridironFootballUSA.com. We also have a spring tour coming up. We saw a couple of articles. Myself and Andy went around some schools around the state of Louisiana. We're going to continue to do that over the next 2 weeks. So we have a lot of great stuff at GridironFootballUSA.com. Make sure to go to our website, follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and of course subscribe to your YouTube channel. Hope you all have a really good weekend. Appreciate Jose and Bailey for joining me once again on the Football Huddle. We'll see y'all next week on another edition, next Friday on the Football Huddle. Enjoy y'all football weekend.
Perfect.
Awesome.
Yep.
I think that went